It may sound surprising, but regularly consuming the wrong types of nuts can increase your risk of heart disease by up to 48%, which is especially worrying for older adults. There is some logic to that figure. This conclusion comes from a multi-year study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Oh, here comes the scary part. Some familiar nuts, often found in kitchen cabinets, may be secretly contributing to high blood pressure, inflammation, clogged arteries, and even worsening cognitive decline. However, many older people still consume these nuts because they believe they are beneficial to their health. One particular nut, which will be revealed later, has been linked to high levels of a toxic compound that, if eaten regularly, can negatively affect your liver, kidneys, and cognitive function. Chances are you're keeping this nut in your snack jar, the one that low-carb dieters often tout as beneficial, but can actually cause long-term damage to an aging body. But have no fear. We'll help you avoid that in this video. Here you'll discover the most comprehensive guide to choosing nuts, from the best ones for your heart and brain to the ones you should absolutely avoid. Read on because you'll discover a disturbing truth about the most dangerous nut, one that few people talk about, but which can silently and seriously harm your health. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on similar content before we get started. Also, don't forget to share with us in the comments where you are watching the video from. So without further ado, here are 4 nuts that seniors should add to their diet. Fourth, the ability to strengthen bones. Almonds are one of the best foods for the aging body, thanks to their high calcium and vitamin E content, which helps strengthen bones. As we age, our bones become more porous and brittle, which significantly increases our risk of serious complications after a fracture. After age 65, bone loss naturally accelerates, but consuming just 4 cups of almonds a day can help slow this process by providing about 97 milligrams of calcium. Not only are almonds a great source of calcium, they also contain magnesium, a mineral that many older adults are deficient in. This is what makes almonds so special. Magnesium acts as a transmitter, helping to prevent calcium from building up in the arteries and directing it to where it's needed, the bones. Almonds contain beneficial monounsaturated fats, which help lower bad LDL cholesterol levels and support heart health, which is especially important since the risk of heart disease increases with age. I suggest that seniors eat 15 to 20 almonds a day, preferably raw or dry roasted without salt. With about 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, almonds are a great help in combating constipation, a problem that affects nearly 40% of seniors. In particular, research from Tufts University shows that almonds may help protect brain cells from oxidative damage, something many people worry about as they age. Choose almonds with the skin on, and the skin contains flavonoids, which when combined with vitamin E, double the nut's antioxidant power. Important note, for older adults who have difficulty swallowing, almonds can pose a choking hazard, so be sure to chew thoroughly or chop them up before eating. In third place are walnuts, a nut that stands out for its ability to support cognitive function. With a shape resembling the brain, walnuts have long been considered one of the top foods to support brain health in the elderly. This particular nut is the richest source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, ALA, of any popular nut available today. This is especially important for the brain in older adults, as omega-3s help maintain nerve signaling and protect brain cell membrane structure. A new study published in the journal Nutrition found that older adults who ate 1.5 ounces of walnuts every day for 8 weeks had significant improvements in information processing speed and mental agility. Walnuts contain special polyphenol compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier, helping to reduce inflammation in nerve tissue and thereby prevent the progression of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. Little-known fact is that walnuts also contain melatonin, a substance whose levels decrease with age, causing sleep problems for many older adults. Many people find that eating a handful of walnuts before bed helps improve the quality of their sleep. The combination of arginine, an amino acid that supports blood vessel function, and polyphenols in walnuts help reduce oxidative stress, making them a great choice for heart health. In fact, walnuts may enhance the effectiveness of blood pressure medications by helping older adults maintain flexibility in their arteries. To get the most benefit, store walnuts in the refrigerator to avoid spoiling the rancid oils. Also, aim to eat 7 to 9 walnut halves per day. An added benefit is that you can maintain your fine motor skills by practicing them whenever possible. Enjoy the natural flavor and health benefits that walnuts provide. In fact, their slightly bitter taste is a sign that they contain powerful antioxidants. Second, pistachios are a great way to help control your blood pressure. When it comes to the health benefits of nuts for seniors, pistachios may be the most overlooked nut, especially when it comes to helping regulate blood pressure. Pistachios stand out for being low in salt, but high in potassium, with about 285 milligrams per serving, making them a healthy snack. This mineral balance is especially important for older adults because it helps prevent the kidneys from retaining salt as we age. Can lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, a reduction comparable to some prescription medications, but without the negative side effects. Additionally, the lutein and zeaxanthin found in pistachios are also noteworthy, as these two carotenoids help protect the eyes from age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60, by accumulating directly in the macula. Seniors can enjoy the delicious crunch of pistachios without worrying about damaging their teeth or gums as they do when eating harder nuts. Not only eye-catching, their characteristic blue and purple hues are also a sign that they are rich in antioxidants, compounds that can neutralize free radicals and slow down the aging process throughout the body. Pistachios are a great choice for seniors due to their convenience and ease of digestion. Having to shell each pistachio helps slow down the rate of eating, which aids in portion control and encourages mindful eating, a factor that can both calm the mind and stimulate cognitive activity. According to the International Journal of Obesity, seeing the shells of used nuts helps older adults control their portions more effectively, as they act as a visual cue of how much has been eaten. Even if you have arthritis in your hands, you can still experience the benefits of shelling pistachios by choosing the partially shelled variety. You should aim to consume about 49 pistachios per day, equivalent to about 1 ounce, of the unsalted or lightly salted variety. With approximately 25% of Americans over the age of 65 living with diabetes or prediabetes, the 3 grams of fiber found in each ounce of pistachios may play an important role in naturally stabilizing blood sugar. Topping the list are Brazil nuts, a great solution for thyroid-related issues. We rank Brazil nuts first because they help improve thyroid function, an important but often overlooked factor in aging. With 96 micrograms, or 137% of the daily requirement of selenium in just one nut, these special nuts are the richest food source of selenium known to man. Many cases of thyroid disease go untreated because its symptoms are often mistaken for the natural aging process. This is important because thyroid disorders affect 20% of people over the age of 65. Selenium, abundant in Brazil nuts, plays an important role in activating thyroid hormones, which help support energy production, metabolism, and maintaining mood stability. In addition to supporting the thyroid, the special fatty acids in Brazil nuts also help protect myelin, the protective coating of nerve cells, which often deteriorates with age. Older adults can maintain quick reflexes and improve information processing ability by maintaining this myelin layer. The selenium in Brazil nuts is special because it is in an organically bound form, making it easier for the body to absorb and use than synthetic selenium in pills. Brazil nuts are so powerful that you only need a few to feel their effects, and their creamy texture makes even a small amount feel good. In fact, I recommend that older adults eat no more than 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day because of the possible negative effects of consuming too much selenium. When buying Brazil nuts, you should prioritize choosing those with the shell intact to ensure quality and freshness. This natural shell helps preserve nutrients longer. To prevent nuts from spoiling due to their high-fat content, you should store them in the refrigerator. Brazil nuts contain a blend of fiber and natural oils, which support regular bowel movements, especially beneficial for the elderly who are experiencing constipation problems. Many seniors often turn to less nutritious snacks for comfort, but Brazil nuts are a great alternative thanks to their naturally sweet and fatty flavor. One of the most impressive new pieces of evidence suggests that certain antioxidants in Brazil nuts may help slow the natural shortening of telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes that tend to shorten with age, contributing to cellular aging. If you are 65 years of age or older, this nut is a great choice for you. In this next section, we'll look at some nuts that some older adults may need to avoid or consume with caution. Inflammatory trigger, no. Fourth place, peanuts. Despite their popularity and widespread use, peanuts can still cause trouble for many seniors due to the potential risks they pose. First of all, it's important to know that peanuts are not actually a true nut. They belong to the legume family and are grown underground. This makes them susceptible to mold contamination and aflatoxin, a toxin naturally produced by some molds that can damage the liver and increase the risk of cancer with long-term consumption. As we age, our body's ability to detoxify decreases, which means our risk is higher. Of more concern for older adults, peanuts contain proteins that can trigger an inflammatory response in some people, even if they don't have a food allergy. Older adults are at higher risk for joint problems, cardiovascular stress, and cognitive decline. This persistent low-grade inflammation can make all three of these problems worse. Most Americans today consume too many omega-6 fatty acids compared to the anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. The high omega-6 content in peanuts further exacerbates this imbalance. Many doctors fail to warn older adults about the risk of serious, potentially fatal interactions between peanuts and blood-thinning medications like warfarin because peanuts contain vitamin K. Adding hydrogenated oils, sodium and sugar to commercial peanut butter further exacerbates these problems. especially for the aging cardiovascular system. 63% of seniors in the U.S. are living with high blood pressure, which is a lot to worry about. Even natural peanut butter without added salt can still contribute to high blood pressure. If not stored properly, peanuts can go rancid and produce dangerous free radicals. Another concern. Dry roasting peanuts, a common processing method in commercial production, also produces acrylamide, a chemical that may be linked to cognitive impairment. This is especially concerning for people who are worried about the risk of memory loss. Even if you're used to eating peanuts regularly without any noticeable side effects, switching to one of our recommended nuts, even just 3 days a week, can help you get the nutrients you need and reduce your exposure to harmful substances. In third place are cashews. The rise in blood sugar levels when eating them may not be immediately apparent. With their high carbohydrate content and ability to raise blood sugar levels, cashews are especially risky for older adults. Compared to true tree nuts, cashews contain less of the protective fiber compound and more carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce. About 25% of people over 65 have diabetes, while the remaining 48% are facing prediabetes. This creates a blood sugar response that can be harmful to their health. This is all the more worrying because cashews are commonly known for their health benefits. Many seniors eat too many nuts without realizing how they can affect their blood sugar levels. The curved and smooth shape of cashews increases the risk of choking, which cannot be ignored, especially for those who have difficulty swallowing. They are also one of the most popular and preferred nuts among the senior population. Nutritionally, cashews are not a good choice because they are high in oxalates, a compound that can combine with calcium in the gut and reduce calcium absorption. This is a big problem for older adults, especially those already at risk for osteoporosis. For people at risk of kidney stones, the risk increases significantly after age 60 due to the oxalate content of foods. There is an undiscovered problem in the processing of cashews. Cashews lose much of their nutritional value during the lengthy processing required to extract urushiol, a toxic chemical also found in poison ivy. Many store-bought snacks are fried in oil and loaded with salt, which increases the amount of unhealthy fats and sodium, which can be harmful to blood pressure and heart health. Cashews contain enzyme inhibitors, which can disrupt protein digestion. This is especially concerning for older adults, as they often have difficulty digesting food and absorbing protein efficiently. Many people don't know this. One potential factor leading to weight gain during a stage of life when maintaining a healthy weight becomes more difficult is the creamy, smooth texture of cashews, which makes them easy to overeat. Regularly substituting cashews for walnuts or almonds can provide a healthier snack option that poses less risk to the aging body while providing superior nutritional value. Despite their delicious taste, both types of macadamia nuts are very high in calories, which can pose significant health risks for older adults. They are one of the highest calorie nuts available, with about 200 calories per ounce. The fact that metabolic rate inevitably declines with age makes the already difficult task of weight management even more challenging in older adults. The already impaired function of the gallbladder is further affected by the very high fat content of these nuts, which amounts to about 22 grams per ounce. Macadamia nuts can trigger pain that the 15% of elderly people with asymptomatic gallstones would normally not feel. In addition to being high in calories, macadamia nuts are among the nuts highest in saturated fat, about 3 grams per ounce, which can raise LDL cholesterol levels, something many older adults are particularly concerned about. Due to its hardness and high density, this grain can pose a serious risk to the dental health of older adults with weak teeth, crowns, or bridges. This is especially concerning for people over 65, when tooth enamel weakens due to wear and the ability to absorb calcium is reduced. In fact, macadamias are among the most expensive nuts, which may lead older adults who are mindful of their spending to opt for cheaper nuts that are more susceptible to rancidity or improper storage, increasing their risk of exposure to dangerous oxidized lipids. The nutritional composition of macadamia nuts sold on the market is already poor, and they also contain a lot of sodium and damaged lipids due to being roasted in oil and marinated with too much salt. They have a rich, buttery flavor that can easily lead to overeating, especially for older adults, who have less sensitive palates and often prefer stronger flavors. It's alarming that many older adults eat macadamia nuts thinking they're heart healthy, but research showing the heart health benefits of nuts often ignores or downplays the role of high-fat nuts like macadamias. Pistachios have significantly superior nutritional value, especially suitable for aging bodies. Therefore, if you regularly eat macadamia nuts, you can consider switching to pistachios. The first, nuts from the pine tree. Pine nuts, a known drug disruptor, are among the most problematic nuts for seniors for a number of reasons that are particularly serious for this population. The fact that they contain chemicals that interact with more than 60% of medications prescribed to seniors is concerning because it can reduce the effectiveness of these medications or cause dangerous side effects. Many prescription medications are known to interact with each other, but this is especially true of statins, some antidepressants, and blood pressure medications used in people over 65. Most doctors and pharmacists often fail to inform patients about the risk of food-drug interactions, which is an important warning sign. Pine nut poisoning is a major concern because it gives pine nuts a bitter, metallic taste that can last for weeks after eating. While this may not seem important, it can have a serious impact on older adults due to the link between taste changes and decreased hunger and nutrition. According to research, up to 42% of those affected experience significant weight loss. This syndrome appears to be more common in older adults, possibly due to changes in taste receptors and detoxification pathways that occur with aging. Pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, which are easily oxidized and produce inflammatory compounds. This can be a concern for older adults dealing with inflammatory conditions such as arthritis. Inhalation can occur due to their small size and slippery texture. This is especially concerning for older adults who have difficulty swallowing or are taking medications that cause dry mouth, a problem that affects more than 70% of older adults who take multiple medications. As the body's ability to absorb protein declines with age, enzyme inhibitors in pine nuts can disrupt protein digestion during this period. Pine nuts are a calorie-dense food that can make it difficult to control weight after age 65 due to their high oil content, and combining them with dishes like pesto, a popular condiment in the cuisine, increases this risk. Worrying new research suggests that chemicals in certain pine nuts may accelerate age-related macular degeneration, a major cause of vision loss in older adults. After age 65, you should limit or avoid these 4 nuts. A person's health, vitality, and brain function into their later years can be significantly impacted by their dietary choices, including deciding which nuts to eat and which to avoid. Last but not least, remember that making small adjustments consistently will yield big results in the long run. It is time for you to speak up. Is there any evidence that making dietary changes, such as adding or eliminating specific nuts, has an impact on your health? Tell me which nut has had the biggest impact on your life. Post your thoughts and stories in the comments section. We value your input